Perched on a bluff overlooking the raging ocean was a home in Haven Ridge, a little seaside hamlet. People in the area talked of the unseen visitor, a ghostly figure said to haunt Greystone Manor's eerie hallways. The mansion's windows were broken, its once grand facade was eroded by the constant sea air, and it had been abandoned for decades. Attracted by the attraction of the paranormal, 5 companions made the decision to stay overnight at Greystone Manor. As they stepped across the threshold, the deep blackness that covered the mansion like a shroud was pierced by their flashlights as the moon hung low in the pitch-black sky. The smell of rotting and salt permeated the air inside. As they moved forward into the center of the home, the floorboards creaked under their weight. The sound of the restless sea reverberated through the deserted hallways as dust danced in the beam of their flashlights. They were standing in a circle, hands shaking, calling a makeshift seance in a deserted parlor. The flickering candles signaled to the ghosts that they were calling for the unseen visitor to come forward. The tension in the air increased, and an odd coldness descended upon the room. A faint but perfectly discernible whisper reverberated across the atmosphere. "Why have you disturbed my solitude?" The buddies looked at each other nervously, their bravery failing as the room grew dark. A person appeared out of the darkness, masked by a ghostly mist. Then the unseen visitor appeared, a ghostly figure with empty eyes that seemed to weigh decades. The visitor's voice echoed across the room, a haunting tune that made the pals cower in fear. "You look for the unknown, but you are not ready for what is behind the curtain," the visitor said, her voice eerily haunting. "Leave this place, or face the consequences." Nevertheless, the buddies made the decision to stay, driven as much by curiosity as by bluster. When the unseen visitor unleashed its extraordinary power, the mansion appeared to spring to life. Disembodied voices spoke ancient secrets, objects levitated, and the temperature dropped to an alien 0. As the night went on, the unseen visitor revealed long-forgotten regrets and hidden fears by probing the companion's darkest corners. The stories of the souls imprisoned within, mixed with the roaring wind outside, echoing through the walls with their agonized cries. The visitor preyed on their dread as each companion began to have glimpses of their worst experiences one after another. The line separating the real world from the nightmare grew hazy, as shadows assumed bizarre shapes. The mansion itself gave off the impression of warping, its construction twisted to fit the evil power in charge. When dawn finally arrived, the companions staggered out of Greystone Manor, completely terrified. The home fell silent again as the unseen visitor, temporarily content, withdrew into the darkness. However, the terror did not stop at daybreak. The comrades, tormented by ghostly images and mysterious happenings, bore the burden of the unseen visitor with them. Ancient secrets were spoken by the sea breeze, and the spectral sounds of Greystone Manor continued to resonate in their thoughts. The friends attempted to get back to their normal lives, but they kept finding themselves lured back to the mansion perched on a cliff. The once relieving water now appeared to be carrying the sorrowful screams of the ghosts that haunted Greystone Manor. Even though it was invisible, the unseen visitor kept weaving its ethereal web, a sinister force that cut through the curtain separating the living from the dead. After their experience, the companions realized that certain mysteries were best left unsolved, and some guests were best kept hidden. This understanding left them forever transformed.